So, after the carb rebuild, this is the initial will it start. Bearing in mind the float bowls have got to fill up again, so please be mindful of that. Oh, I need my Hoover pipes, otherwise I can't get any air induction. No? Alright, okay. Right, choke. Oh, I thought you'd already turned it on. No. I'm sure you just said you turned the fuel on.
No, I said for you to turn the fuel
on. Oh my God, so you thought you'd wait?
I told him to wait.
Utter bellends, seriously. Oh look, there it is. Ridiculous.
Yeah, so dub that one out.
No, I'm leaving it in because it shows what an arse you are. You are.
You kept looking at me and I was going, shh.
Oh, too early. Well, the clutch is still making noise. And yeah, it doesn't sound like it's firing on 4.
I'd say it sounded like it's starting on 4.
Really? I mean, the carbs haven't been balanced. Huh?
What's it sound like you got
Yeah.
Alright, so what we've done basically is took the carbs off it and the airbox carbs, stripped them apart, cleaned out all the jets, blow through all the through all the lines through the carburetor, put it all back together with a new air filter. It initially sounded like it started on 4, but then it conked out, and when we went to restart it, it sounds like it's sort of half running on 3. Revs cleanly if it's above sort of 3,000 RPM. If you give it full throttle below that, it tends to bog for a slight hesitation, so I'd say either the idle jets are slightly blocking again, or the mixture screws need readjusting.
You were saying about the jets being 102.
Yeah, well,
the ones are 95, aren't they?
Well, according to Len, when he looked up, he found little information initially, because then he had a quick look. I'm sure he said it was either 95 or 98 jet as standard. There are 102 in there at the moment, and bear in mind we found a restrictor kit in this in the inlet. So, I mean, suggesting that if you were going to rejet the carb to that restrictor kit, it would be a lower jet, not a higher jet. But the problem is when you've got a 30-year-old bike, many people have played and you don't know what's been done to it really, do you?
So we've still got that slight rattle from that clutch casing. What do you reckon that is?
Well, it could just be playing something. The only thing you do is take it apart and just double check everything again.
I mean, when you give it a tiny bit of revs, that goes.
I'm sure.
In fact, even if you just adjust the idle slightly, it goes.
I'm sure when we first changed that, there was no noise afterwards. Because we changed it because it was noisy.
Did that have a slightly higher idle though, and just disguised it?
Maybe. It's just that, you know, we started it and noticed that noise straight away. I'm sure we would have noticed it straight away before. So yeah, I'm gonna take the carbs off again, re-clean now, just black out again. Because the problem is obviously we've changed the lines, we've changed the fuel filter from and to the pump, but the pump was still full of that old fuel. The main line into the fuel filter was completely broken apart internally and externally, so all them bits still could be floating inside that fuel pump. Obviously I turned it over with none of the lines attached to it to see if it would pump anything out, but because it had nothing feeding it in, it weren't pumping nothing out. So it could have been just obviously bits that are in that fuel pump, and that's what just sucked through on that first initial doodah. So yeah, it'll be carbs all again, so back to square one, and clutch casing off again, back to square one. Awesome.
So the other thing is that it's got a new air filter in it as well as a new fuel filter. Now with the exhaust, minor thing, but I'm going to keep the exhaust because it's a 63mm inlet on that exhaust pipe, and finding one to replace it is a bit of a nightmare, and I actually like the sound. The only thing I don't like is the pitted bit on the top, so I may get a carbon wrap to go round it. Don't know, might just leave it as it is. That's kind of a war wound of its age.
Character.
Exactly that, character. The panels are all off to be fixed and painted at the moment. The paint is with the painter, as are the panels, and he's going to fix and plastic weld the bits that are broken. There's a few cracked bits that he's found as well, so they're going to get done, and then the graphics will go on as well. So yeah, the first thing is to get this up and running quite nicely, and then we'll come back in the next episode and hopefully have it running properly, and by then we should have the panels back so you can see what they look like. With a bit of luck, the bike will be starting to go back together. Now I've got something else that I bought and something else I'm going to do. So we'll head on in there and I'll show you what it is. So I'm now inside with my new helmet. Yes, I know I've got 19 helmets, but new bike, new helmet. Has to happen. So what is it? Well, it's the HJC F70 helmet. Now to buy this helmet on its own is £250, but it is fiberglass. Now, there's a reason why I wanted a fiberglass helmet, and that is because I can then decorate it, shall we say, in whatever decals I want. A polycarbonate helmet, the glue would react with the polycarbonate and can damage it. With a fiberglass or a carbon helmet, it won't. So, this is the plan. Now, I have seen a helmet I really like. It's the HJC Red Bull America, Grand Prix of America, I think, helmet, but it's £700. Here's a picture of it. So as you can see, it is a very nice helmet. However, £700. It's a lot of money. So I thought, why don't I try and do something similar myself? You know, it's got red and blue on it, and the bike is going to be purple and orange, so it kind of wouldn't go. So I'm going to see how it goes. What I've done is I have bought some purple pinstripes, some other purple pinstripe, which I may use instead, I don't know. I might use both. A bit of a two-tone thing going on there. Some orange pinstripe, and another purple pinstripe, and another orange pinstripe, so I don't know how much I'm going to use or need. And my graphics. Now I bought these on eBay for not a lot of money. My number, 22, and the Red Bull graphics. So let's see how this goes, shall we? I'm not saying it's going to turn out awesome, but I'm going to give it a go. Now, why is the heat gun here? Well, the surface ideally should be warm when you put the stickers on. And if they don't go on quite right, or I can't get an air bubble out or something, I will use the heat gun to hopefully get the air bubbles out. So I also am going to need a blade, so I shall go and get one of those, and then we'll get cracking on it. I haven't worked out quite the design yet in my head. I know roughly what I want, and if you look at the other helmet, it's similar to that, which is why I've got the stripes and Red Bull stuff. But I'm going to put the Red Bull on first, and then see where I can put the stripes afterwards, then cut round the Red Bull very carefully, because I don't want to damage the helmet. So let's cue the music and see where we go.
Everything's alright with the violet sky on my skin. Ooh, baby, I feel high with the violet sky on my skin. Let me breathe deep, let me get away. There's no place else I'd rather be. Ooh, everything's alright with the violet sky. Sky must be sky the way. Ooh, sky the way. Ooh, sky the way. Baby, ah, baby, ah, sky the way. Ooh, sky the way. Ooh, sky the way. Baby, feel it in my bones, I can feel it in my veins. Hands in the sky, I can feel the winds of change. You live and you learn, and I hope I've seen enough to make something right and make up for what I've lost. I was down, but things are looking up. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it should. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it should. Things turn around, didn't ever think they could. I'm done with the
So there you go, it's done. I didn't want to do too much on it. I wanted it to be simple, but I wanted it to look sort of retro but also modern, if you know what I mean. Now my inspiration was that helmet. I didn't want to copy it exactly, obviously, but something along those lines. I liked the look, and it did look sort of retro modern, if that's a thing. So here it is. Now there is a slight difference in the bend here on this side than there is on that side, but I don't care because you're not going to see them both at the same time, so that's quirky and I like it. Anyway, here it is. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm sure there can be people go, just leave it alone, why do you do that? Well, because that's me, I'm unique. We're all unique, but I'm special? No, what's the word? Anyway, I like it. So, there you go. Just goes to show you can transform the look of a helmet with a few graphics. Just make sure you do it on the right helmet. And I think it looks awesome. I'm happy with it, very happy with it. Really pleased. Bearing in mind, I'm not a person that does this kind of thing. I don't think that's turned out too badly at all. Very pleased with that. With the sun visor down, that's going to look epic. Can't wait to see it with the bike. So there you go, that brings us to the end of this video. We'll be back very soon with something else, so please stay tuned for that. And we'll certainly be catching up on the ZXR and seeing where we are with that. Very pleased with the helmet, can't wait to get the plastics back and see what the paintwork looks like on there. Now I have got to go through and design where I want the purple and where I want the orange on that bike. So that's coming up as well. But for now, the plastics are being repaired, and I'll bring you some photos and shots and video of that in the next video. So stay tuned for that. And hopefully we'll be back on that ZXR. Well, I say hopefully, we will be back on that ZXR and checking out those other issues. I'll be back also soon with some more reviews and some other stuff, so stay tuned for that. So that remains for me to say, until next time, please ride and drive carefully, but have fun. Bye-bye.
I need a little bit of good. Settled in the world like everything is new. Stepped on a path that led me straight to you. I was down, but things are looking up. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise.